Hello, my name is Shelby Love, and just the other day, me and my dad had this conversation about being an organ donor. He stated that he would never want to be an organ donor because it's his body and didn't think anyone else should be able to use it. I thought to myself, well, you'll be dead, so why does it really matter? I am an organ donor myself. It shows it on my driver's license. There are other ways to be an organ donor. You can go to organdonor.gov or on your driver's license like mine. They will just ask you a few questions on the website, and then also when you go to get your driver's license, they will ask you if you would like to be an organ donor. All you have to do is say yes. If you are under 18, you will need a parent consent, and also if you know someone who needs a organ transplant or tissue transplant, that is your friend or family, you can just work directly with the transplant center. The number one way that organ donations, why people get organ donations is because people die. The way that this happens most of the time is when someone is in an accident or is admitted to the hospital for an illness. They will get life-saving medical care. The medical staff then determines if you will survive. If you won't, the hospital calls the donor services stating that we have a patient that is a potential organ or tissue donor. A medical evaluation is conducted to determine the stability of the donation. If you are able to, they will then check to see if you have it on your driver's license or if you have a donor card. And also, if you don't, they will ask your family. So we better make sure, if you don't want to, your family should know. If your family says yes or you have a card, they will do a medical history background check. The donor services manages the patients by checking their vital signs, giving them fluids, make sure that their liver, kidneys, hearts, lungs stay functioning until the transplant. After that, the surgeon will take out your organs and take them over to the transplant center for transplantation. The transplant or the donation of an organ or tissue does not slow down the funeral services. It's very quick, and your surgical incisions will be sewn together so you can still have an open casket. There are some facts about being an organ donor and the recipients who need organs or tissue. One organ donor can save up to 8 lives. The same donor can help improve the life or save the life of 50 other people. The success rate of an organ after the transplant is between 80 and 90%, so that is very high. Each year, more than 1 million life-saving or life-improving tissues and corneas are used. More than 100,000 people are waiting for an organ in the United States today. 4,000 join the national waiting list every single day for an organ or a tissue. About 18 people die a day waiting for an organ. Most organ donations come from the deceased, and there are a lot of questions asked when it comes to donating organs or tissue about just a bunch of different things, and I have some here to share with you. An open casket. A lot of people wonder, can they have an open casket? And yes, you can. Like I said before, all the incisions are closed. Who pays for the transplant? Money is a big concern today, and the receiver actually pays for the transplant and all your medical bills. Unless you have problems after the surgery, then you are on your own, you'll have to pay. A lot of people ask if you are an organ donor, if the nurses or doctors won't care for you as well as others because you have an organ that could help someone else. And that is not true. The doctors who perform on you do try to save your life, and they are completely different than the medical team that does do the donor team. A lot of people ask, are there health problems after donations? Not usually, but every surgery is, there's risk to surgeries. You could be bleeding or have blood clots, and what all can you donate? You can have a kidney, part of a liver, an intestine, a pancreas or lung, and still be functioning okay if you are still alive and want to donate. If you wanted to be a donor, what are the health risks? There's some help with, but not a lot. They will do a procedure of testing to see if you are a good donor for your recipient and other things like that. They asked about the age. Anyone can donate. They have taken kidneys from everyone from the age of 15 to the age of 80. And like I said earlier, if you are under 18, you will need a parent consent. They asked if the blood types have to match. It is better if they do. There are also a series of tests that they run to see if you are a good match for your recipient. And some transplant places will go ahead and use a transplant without the same blood type, or if you're not a very good match, they will still use it. It's just that the receiver has to go through a series of tests and take a lot of medicine to be able to keep the liver, kidney to not reject its body. A big question is about religion. Some people's religion does not want them to donate, but a lot of the main ones do. And if you have any further questions about that, you could go to the Red Cross or the government organ donation website, and they have a more deeper policies about that. There are pros and cons to everything. The pros for donating an organ or tissue is that you are saving the life of another. If you can live with one kidney, then why should someone die because they don't even have one? A con is that it is a major surgery. All surgeries can have risk of bleeding or infection or blood clots. And also another con is that it takes a long time to heal. You may miss some work, and if you do get sick afterwards, you will have to pay for that. But overall, it is a good thing to be a donor of tissues or organs. There are many things that you can donate when you are still alive, and when you are dead and don't need them anymore. I don't see why people can't donate their organs. So become an organ donor. It's very easy.